Hey everybody, my name is Shawn Powell. Yesterday morning I got up. I was planning on doing a YouTube video for Power Elite Systems, some free training probably, and for Exitus Elite. If you don't know me, I'm from North Carolina. I did restaurants for 26 years. I was able to get free from a job May 7th, 2015. And out of curiosity, I wanted to go back and look at some of my older videos, right? I've got about 1,300 videos. I've made a lot over the years. But I went back to this video. This was August the 30th of 2017, how to make it in Power Elite Systems, rules to follow Power Elite Systems. Now, yesterday I renamed it to 2021. The reason why is this is so powerful. Even I was shocked at looking at this, and it's referring to 3 rules. I went down and I actually took notes on this video, but it taught me something, y'all, and even though today I was planning on doing Exitus Elite, talking about the business and stuff like that, I don't think I am. This was actually something I put together a little while back. This was the time frame that I got free from the job. If you notice how small I was, that small little boy, down at the top up here, and that was in 2015. And so he was about 6 or 7 years old, 7 years old at that time. He's 14 years old now, y'all. And I want you to understand something. A lot of y'all think that once you reach your goal, that's when you're going to be happy. That's when everything's going to change for you. And I grant you, a lot of that happens. But y'all, what I learned yesterday, and I think this video really needs to be about, is it isn't getting here to this goal. I've been free from a job for 6 years, right? It's a pure blessing. Y'all, I can tell you, to me, the sweetest part is this part here. When I was trying to find my way out and I was applying action all the time, trying to figure out how to make this thing work for me, and I believed that there was an end in sight. After 26 years in a restaurant, I didn't have an end. Working 65 hours a week with my son, couldn't even stay in his own house for half the week, was fueling me. As a single full-time dad, coming home after working 14-hour shifts, sitting down in front of my laptop and trying to figure this stuff out, man. It was all that was on my mind. I was passionate about it, right? So I will tell you this. The ones that think that it gets sweet once you reach your goal, it's not true. The sweet spot to me started when I believed that change was going to take place in my life for me and my son. That, to me, is when everything really started taking place and change. Now, when I watched this video yesterday, you got to understand, this was in 2017, August the 30th, 2017, and I'm not even into the video. This was back when I first started using new software. It's called Camtasia. I can look at this and tell all this was new for me. I was building my own sales funnels. I was probably number 1, number 2 in the world in the business at that time. But I was a single dad. I'd been free from a job, but all I was doing every day was making content, figuring stuff out, right? It's because I was applying action, y'all. So when I watched this video, I was shocked to hear a lot of the things I was saying, because every line sounded like one of the best motivational videos I'd ever seen. And I'm not bragging because it was me. It was just, this was at a time where I was applying action so hard in Facebook, and I was applying action, and by applying action, I was learning so many answers that every line I said, it was truth. There was just so much truth behind it. And what I decided to do was to make a couple of notes, and I'm going to hit on this. I will not be as inspired as I probably was in this video back here, and it's a shame, y'all. Only 210 views, and this was just one video I had picked that I wanted to watch and maybe get some ideas, and in the process, it taught me something, and I thought this video I would tell you the importance of applying action, y'all. So let me go ahead and get started on these rules right here. Rule number 1, applying action will teach you what you need to know or show you the way. When I first got in online business, something hit me real hard. I couldn't sleep at night. I stayed up all night long trying to figure out how to do Craigslist or whatever way else and get out to people, right? I collect arcade games. I thought Craigslist was going to be it. I did not have a sponsor. Now, most of y'all, you're going to say, oh, well, I didn't have a sponsor, or my sponsor didn't help me enough, or whatever. Y'all, me not having a sponsor was probably, I ain't going to say probably, it was the biggest blessing for me, because it taught me that I need to go figure things out. And if I messed up, nobody had to tell me or kick my tail. I kicked my own tail for messing up, right? And believe me, I did. I messed up at a few things. I tried a few things that probably I shouldn't have tried. I remember Miss Karin from Power Elite Systems. I did a couple things, and we talked about it and stuff like that, But the point was, I was applying action, trying things to see what would happen, and learn in the process. I knew I wasn't going to quit. I knew I had a burn underneath my butt that God had put there that was going to make something happen. And it was already going there. People could sense my sincerity. They could tell I believed, and that was addictive to people. People were addicted to hearing me because I was on fire. People will follow you, even if they don't know what you're doing, if you believe in what you're doing. And if you get out and get seen and heard, it's going to happen, y'all. Now, let's go back over this. Applying action will teach you what you need to know or show you the way. I have never seen anybody apply action, and if you know you're not going to quit, that don't find what they're looking for. That's the truth, y'all. And this video, to me, that's exactly what I was doing. I was telling you what I had found, what I had learned, and I was preaching it, y'all. I sound like a pure preacher, which is ironic because my dad is a preacher, so maybe I got that from him. I don't know. Okay, get to the point that you don't give a damn what anybody thinks anymore. That was another thing I talked about in this video back in 2017, y'all. I think too many people, your hang-ups itself could be, well, let's say if you want to post on Facebook, but your grandma and all your uncles and cousins and friends you went to school with are going to watch you post on your timeline. Y'all, that was a real issue for me. I'm not giving you hypothetical. I'm saying if something is stopping you from applying action, you need to do whatever you got to do to go around that or solve it, whatever it's going to be, right? So what did I do, y'all? I thought out of the box. I went and got another Facebook account. This Facebook account right here is, let me scroll up here at the top, y'all. Online business. You see these words right here, right? Y'all, I have had this Facebook account since 2016. And let me tell you, I got free from a job in 6 months using an old S3 phone, right? And I didn't even, I didn't know anything about Facebook. I didn't even know Facebook groups existed. I really did not. But this is what I thought, y'all. There's 1 billion people on Facebook. That is an ocean of people. And what I learned by applying action and hitting my head against the wall is that when I got mad with Facebook, trying to post in the groups and stuff like that, and I wasn't getting any leads, and I started writing things that meant something. I got mad and just said, you know what? I'm going to let go. I'm going to let go. I don't care what anybody thinks anymore. That is the first day I got like 36 leads in 24 hours. Dude, I came home from work. I remember we had a basketball goal over here, and I was pure jumping. I got off work at 2 o'clock that day, and me and my little boy was playing basketball outside, and the leads were just kept coming in because the things I wrote were so different from everybody else. There's this old saying, observe the masses and do the opposite, right? So in the Facebook group, I started writing things that meant something to me, talking about my little boy, me trying to find a way out, things of that nature, me feeling like I've actually got something where lights at the end of the tunnel, y'all. And people were relating to me. The leads went crazy, right? What did it teach me, y'all? Is that sincerity was and still is the answer to every business you ever do. What business you pick is not as important as what you think about your business. That's exactly what I learned with a burn inside my stomach. I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't quit. And look, when I got free from a job, I actually came home and worked just as hard as I did if I was working in a restaurant, because this is a whole different thing for me. I should have been scared when I walked away from the restaurant business, but I felt like God had done this for a reason. And by me applying action, that was going to be it. But y'all, I can tell you, your hangups are going to be exactly what's going to keep you from making it. So if I didn't want to post in front of my grandma and stuff like that, y'all, I went and made a second Facebook account. Now, let me tell you, when I was posting in groups and friending people, and people, if I was doing videos and they started friending me on Facebook, I was being branded as that online business guy. If it was the Power Elite Systems guy, or like now, the Exitus Elite guy, or whatever the business was, y'all, that is a heck of a way to be branded into a business, is by people meeting you, and that's the only thing they know you as. All right, here's another thing. Out of all the friends I've got in online, in my friends and family Facebook group, right? All the people I went to school with, all my family, stuff like that. Y'all, I never thought or expected them to be needed for me to make it an online business. Your businesses are going to be built by strangers. So you letting go, telling people what you think about your business, and I don't care how many views I got, man. I really don't. You know, the only thing about this right now that bothers me is the fact that there was so much wisdom inside of a guy that was on fire back in 2017 when I made this video. It's a shame that only 210 people saw this. If it was me not being able to, what do you call it, SEO a little better or something, maybe that was a scenario back in 2017. But I will tell you this, y'all. I was making six-figure income off of low numbers inside of my videos just because people were connecting with me every step of the way, right? So, okay, so get to the point that you don't give a damn what anybody thinks. Start writing things that mean something to you, that people can relate to. Because I can tell y'all, the answer to online business, y'all, honestly, more than anything else, is going to be getting people to connect with you every step of the way. All right, so let's go ahead to the next one. Join businesses that you believe in only. Y'all, I have gotten, let me go to my YouTube channel real quick, y'all. Let me show you this. Okay, here's another video I watched yesterday as well. That was a really good one. That was from 2019. It was a 1 hour of free training. I wanted to hear what I had to say back in 2019. So that's what I did. But hold on just a second, y'all. All right. Out of all these videos that I have gotten up here, there's no business that I didn't believe in, right? Under right here for Exitus Elite, let me show you this. This is under videos. In the last year, I have gotten over 50, probably about 60 videos I've created. This is one of the slowest video years I've done, to be honest, y'all. Right? Out of all these years of doing YouTube videos, out of 1,300 videos I've done, 60 is a really kind of a low number. But over 50 of them were Exitus Elite videos. I've got over 200 videos for Exitus Elite. Now, I'm not trying to push this as an Exitus Elite, trying to get you in or anything like that. What I'm trying to tell you is, I believe in Exitus Elite. Can you imagine making 200 plus videos for a company that you didn't believe in? Every time I sit down and mash record, I can breathe Exitus Elite business. Every time I sit down, if I did a Power Elite Systems video, like I did so many of, y'all, I can tell you, just strolling down yesterday blew me away. Let me hold on just a second here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is Exitus Elite training channel right here, right? Now, this I actually started putting this together. But, y'all, I can tell you, I can scroll a long time inside this Power Elite system. I'm sorry, that's Exitus Elite. I'm sorry, I meant to make Power Elite system. But the whole point was I could keep on scrolling down Power Elite systems for a long time and see how many videos I got. Can you imagine making all those videos, hundreds of videos for a company that you didn't believe in? I don't think you can, because people can sense when you believe in something and if you're being sincere or not. And I know I couldn't. And I've had times where I've had friends of mine that would do an online business or something like that, where I knew if I was in it, I'd make a lot of money. There's no doubt in my mind I could just jump in this thing and go crazy. But if I didn't believe in a business, I can't do it. You see what I'm saying? So I had times before my downline would do a business that they believed in, and I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. But you know what? It's not about me for them. It's about maybe the one business that I'm not interested in is the one that they find their freedom in. You see what I'm saying? So it's up to them. It's what they think about their business that's more important. Okay. Rule number 2, focus at one way to get out to people and master it, knowing you're not going to quit, y'all. Okay. When I got an online business, y'all, I sat down at my kitchen table with a $4 stand I got from eBay and an old S3 phone. I knew a lot about computers. I used to build gaming rigs and all that stuff. I was pretty computer oriented, to be honest. At work, if something happened to the computer, I could fix it, and stuff like that. Ironically, my boss man made me get a cell phone because he wanted to be able to get in touch with us on our days off. And I was against cell phones, which is so funny now because, I was the guy that was in charge of the restaurant and seeing so many kids addicted to cell phones, sneaking to the bathroom so they could talk on it and stuff like that. So I was having to shoot down these people with cell phones. And I was sitting there thinking, I don't want to be addicted to anything the way that these kids are to their cell phones. I don't even want to be part of that, right? So even though I was very computer oriented, I was one of the last people to get a cell phone. And the only reason I really did was my boss man, the owner of the restaurant, had told me that he wanted me to go ahead and get a cell phone so that he'd have access to me at any time, right? Right after that, the owner got fired of the franchise, or, my boss man. And I was supposed to be the next one in line to take over that restaurant, and things changed, y'all. And after seeing that man, that I was the general manager, working 70 hours a week. He was working just as many hours as I was and had been there for a long time, right? And I was sitting there thinking, I will never do better than this man right here. And if they're going to fire him, y'all, I really need to start looking and start thinking about something else. My son got sick. He went in the hospital for 6 days. They had to run tubes down his nose. They wouldn't let him eat it all. Just putting fluids in him and stuff like that. Y'all, has bowel issues and stuff like that. And it wound up being $11,000 worth of medical bills in less than a week's time, right? So it got me really thinking, y'all, that it's time for me to try to do something. Try to start looking outside of restaurants potentially, and online business hit me. God pointed me in that direction. I sat down with a $4 stand and my brand new S3 phone. I didn't even know how to edit videos. I would mash it and run around the table and sit down and didn't edit it up because I didn't know how to. And people could sense that I believed in something, y'all. They could tell that I was trying to find a way out, and people related to me, y'all. I went to number 1 in that business, doubling second place on the leaderboard and that was the owners that was in second and third place on the leaderboard. And all I was using was an old S3 phone and sitting down at my kitchen table. Now, I wanted to learn how to do Facebook, and they had work at home opportunities, work from home opportunities. These Facebook groups had 100,000 people in it. Now, if you go look in a Facebook group now, you'll see 300,000, right? Because this is 2021. But Facebook has evolved a lot, right? And a lot of times it's not in a good way, but you can still make Facebook work, for sure. But I wanted to learn how to make Facebook work myself. So I'd gotten free from a job. I was getting 60 to 100 plus leads a day with nothing but my old S3 phone, this little app called Color Notes. So I would write out what I wanted to put up there, and I would try it. And then I would make these, images, and I was pretty artistic. And I showed my proofs of income and stuff like that, and I would post out there, and I was getting signups like crazy. And what it taught me to do was, while I was getting leads, after I taught myself how to get leads by standing out from everybody else was like carbon copies, well, I wanted to give these people someone to connect with. So what did I do, y'all? Is I posted an image more like this. And down below it, I'd give them someone to connect with. You see what I'm saying? And then I would just write something about the business that meant something to me. Or I would always have the image down there in the bottom left corner or bottom right or something like that, so they know it was me. I was branding me every step of the way. And then I'll show my proofs of income or whatever it may be. But y'all, proofs of income to me just means when you join a business, you got to go bust your butt somewhere. It's going to happen, right? Go do whatever you got to do to get that first sale. Once you make that first sale, use that sale to promote and get more sales. It helps create credibility, and then you go make momentum by just not stopping. And once that next sale comes in, you put that in and then keep on going like that, y'all. And you post on your timelines. You post in the Facebook groups. Proof, progress, welcome, congratulate, and uplift. If you are doing Facebook and you're doing that in the Facebook group for that business and you're posting on your timeline as well, people are going to see you as a go-getter, right? Now, so that's what I was doing in Facebook, getting 60 to 100 plus leads a day by using and trying ads that made me stand out from everybody else, right? But y'all, I can tell you, all this takes place because you join a business you believe in the first place. And by trying to leave that out, I think you're going to suffer, y'all. So if you don't really think that, and listen, don't join a business at a $100 level if there's a $1,000 level or $2,000 level. If you believe in that business, y'all, you're going to have to go all in. And the number one way to get upgrades, y'all, I'm going to tell you, is to tell people, y'all. Tell them how important the upgrades are. And, you know, and I can tell you, man, I got over 200 diamonds in Power Elite systems in my first 2 years inside that business. And I just about smoked everybody. Frank Calabra might have been the only one that probably maybe did more than me. But, you know, I will tell you this. It's because I was telling people to upgrade. And as simple as that may seem, so many people don't do it. And it's at the right time. If somebody went gold in Power Elite systems, I tell them, look, y'all, send them a text message, tell them, welcome, congratulate y'all, just listen, let you know. I got a 1 out of every 3 people that come in that go diamond. You might want to think about that because it's 147 one time, 125 goes back to the people, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I had written inside my message. So people were upgrading at the hottest time when they first got into the business. All my videos were talking about upgrading as well. So I was telling people to upgrade. That's why they were upgrading. The owner of Power Elite Systems called me and asked me how was I getting so many diamonds. After I think I got 27 diamonds in 30 days inside of Power Elite Systems. And he actually called me and asked me how was I doing it. And I explained to him about just verbally telling people to upgrade in the business. That's how I was doing it. Okay, rule number 2, focus at one way to get out the people and master it. I'm not ever telling anybody, y'all, that you've got to do, you know, YouTube. I'm not telling you got to do Facebook. I'm not telling you to do any one thing. I'm telling you, pick the avenue that fits you the best and go master that one avenue. If it's solo ads, great. Well, you better get really good at email marketing. So take all of the elements that's required in that one way of getting out the people and master that way. And give yourself the ability to learn and to screw up, y'all. If you know you're not going to quit and you're trying things, because that's what trying is. It's learning the answers and what's going to work for you. You learn by applying action. That's your own action. That's how you learn to make your own way. See what I'm saying? So if I got free from the job by using YouTube, and that was my way, that's the way I focused at and went out there at it. And let's say somebody else, like Frank Calabra, might have used solo ads, right? Even though we're going in 2 different directions, right? We still got the same goal. So I'll give you an example right here, y'all. Let's say that I'm right here, and this is Frank right here, right? You see my little mouse pointer right here. And we're trying to go through the jungle right here. And we got these machetes, and we're just swiping away, right? Even though he's making his own path, and he knows he's not going to quit. And he's using solo ads and email marketing. And I'm using my own path, which could have been Facebook or, you know, or YouTube or wherever it may be. And I'm just swiping away, and I know I'm not going to quit. We're both going to get there. We're going to do it differently, but a lot of the same things are in common as well, right? We're both branding ourselves every step of the way. That's what I'm telling you. You do. I will never tell you you've got to do YouTube. You just got to. You're never going to hear me say that. You're never going to hear me say you got to do Facebook. I've seen people get free from a job using Instagram. Y'all, I got 650 members into a business in 30 days one time, right? One of my downline got more than I did with Instagram. That blew me away, right? Well, how did he do it? By taking my advice. I don't even do Instagram. I don't even care about Instagram. Yet that's exactly what he did. And he went and got more people than I did within that same amount of time using Instagram because he focused at one way of getting out to people and he mastered that one way. Now, I could have done solo ads. I never cared to. I chose not to. But let me tell you something weird, y'all. I first got free from the job using Facebook. I was telling you, getting 60 to 100 plus leads a day when I quit my job. When I finished that business, it was $33 commissions, for everyone. I was getting 300, 350 members a day, but I was only making 4,000 maybe a month. It wasn't a whole lot of money, right? So I wanted to quit that and go somewhere else. So I was number one on the leaderboard when I walked away from that business and went somewhere else. Even though I was a beast at Facebook and had all my following, had gotten over 6,500 leads in a very short period of time, so that was my list. When I went to YouTube, y'all, I didn't know what I was doing at all. And I sat down and I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus at YouTube and I'm going to master this one way. That's I don't know if anybody can ever truly master it per se, but that's going to be my new way. And I believe sincerity was still the answer in joining businesses that I believed in and just letting go on camera so people can connect with me, right? I knew that was the answer. That's what Facebook was. Even though Facebook and YouTube are different, and in a way they're not. You see what I'm saying? It's still the same thing taking place. So I started focusing at YouTube. In the first 90 days, y'all, I was making over 10,000 plus a month in a brand new business. And what y'all don't know is I never contacted my list of the 6,500 people. I did not email them. I didn't do anything. So all the money I was making in my brand new business was only from YouTube and me hammering away, making videos, didn't even know how to do SEO or anything, and letting these people connect with me. Because I wanted to do from a dead stop. Again, looking back now, I think it's pretty impressive I did that, but at the same time, I don't think I would do it again because I know how much money is behind that list. You know what I'm saying? But the point was, that's exactly what I did, y'all. So if you want to go master something and then do something else after, that's great. But just pick a way that's going to work best for you on getting out to people. If it's going to be paid advertising, only thing I would tell you this, y'all, and this is real important right here, y'all. I'll give you another little lesson real quick. I want you to be, let's say this is your house right here, right? This, watch the little mouse thingy. Right here's my front door. Everything I do is branded me every step of the way. If it's my advertisements, if it's YouTube, if it's my capture pages, I use Power Elite systems to make my own, capture pages and my sales funnels and stuff like that. So I got everything right here. But why am I doing all this, y'all? Is because I'm branding me every step of the way. There's nothing better you can ever do for yourself in online business than to brand you. That will never change. Let me see if I can get this to go up here. Yeah, here it is. A little bit more space here. Okay. So, what was I talking about? Let's see. Email marketing, the training. This is where impressive. Okay. So, by branding you every step of the way, you are already at the front of your door with your hand out, welcoming people into your business, right? They get to see who I am at the capture page. They get to see me at YouTube sometimes before. Now, here's a beautiful thing. Even if I had a weak sales funnel, it really wouldn't matter because they've already connected with me at YouTube before they ever saw this. When they're going to my sales funnel, most of the time, they're honestly just looking the link to sign up to. So can you imagine comparing that to solo ads? Okay, so this is solo ads. 99% of you are using someone else's sales funnel or the business generic sales funnel. They're going to go through that. They're going to see it. So they're inside your house. They're walking around inside your hallways. You aren't there. They're going to leave, and then you're going to use emails to try to capture them, right? So let me tell you what happens a lot of times. I'm going to tell you, if you do that, you better write some very sincere, very different, better be really good at email marketing. If you are, more power to you. Or you need to be making your own sales funnels and your own capture pages at minimum so these people get to connect with you. Whatever puts your hand out in front of your house first is going to be more valuable than anything else. Branding yourself never takes that out, never take you out of the equation ever, right? So the ones, and this is the problem in online business. Over 90% of the people think they're going to get rich hiding behind a sales funnel without anybody ever knowing who they are. And it's a lie. That's what they teach you. That's what leaders want you to do. Use my sales funnel, go buy a bunch of advertisements or paid advertisement, and then brand them a whole lot in the process. And let's go get 1,000 people and brand this one person as opposed to you, right? So when you understand that that game is played like that, then it starts making a lot more sense, because y'all, if you don't know, people join people. And whatever way that you can get your hand out there in front of your house, welcoming people in, that's what's going to happen. Because let me tell you what happens. Let's say that you are using that default sales funnel. They go through, they haven't met you yet. They think the business looks good. Oh, Exitus Elite, that sounds really good, y'all. So what are they going to do? They're going to go to YouTube. They're going to do a search for Exitus Elite, and they're going to find someone like me that's sitting here hammering away with videos for Exitus Elite or a leader like me, because honestly, they're already interested in the business. They probably already know what the price is, right? So they don't have sticker shock. What do they want? They want someone who believes in the business, who's applying action, and who are accessible. Even though you showed them the business, I'm going to make the commission because I branded me and they're connecting with me in the process. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Think about that, y'all. So either you're going to have to be really good at emails and make sure these people connect with you every step of the way. Now, if you are sending emails, a follow-up email to me is worth more than anything else. A follow-up email should have a picture. It's always a picture like me and my little boy joking and cutting up or something like that. Here's one right here I used. Here's another picture. I know you can see my little zombies in the way right here. Me and him eating lunch together or something like that. You see these pictures right here. I want them to connect with me. If you say that with everything that you do in online business, you're going to do better. You're going to be way ahead of the people who are just thinking they're going to hide behind that sales funnel and get rich with nobody knowing who they are. Now, getting over your hang-ups is the majority of that. Now, I told you how many videos I had made, right? What a lot of y'all do know or don't know, I'm entirely blind on my radar. I have been that way since I was 16, 17 years old. And I can tell you, there was a decade where I don't have one picture of me because I was, my self-conscious was shot. I didn't feel good about myself, stuff like that. Even here's a picture of me and my girlfriend. Even then, y'all, I don't think I really wanted, back in the day, I wouldn't have took a picture, very few pictures, because of how self-conscious I was. Now, go back to 2015, where I'm sitting in there's that same picture I showed you earlier, right? Sitting at my kitchen table doing YouTube videos with my old S3 phone. Y'all, I can tell you, it was not easy for me to sit down and to let go and tell people what I thought about a business when I didn't know what I was doing yet, because of my hang-ups I had for myself. I made 135 or 165 videos in a month and a half while working 65 hours a week in a restaurant, y'all. And let me tell you what it did. I got over my hang-ups. My confidence in myself went up. When I went to work, I felt better at work. And listen, y'all, this is what I was telling you earlier. Knowing I was on my way, my very first $100 diamond in Power Lead Systems, and then the second one, and the third one, and the fifth one, and the 10th one, and then I started making money. I was making more money before I went to work sometimes than I was when I was at work. And y'all, I can tell you, that feeling of applying action and figuring it out, making it work for me my way, is just as sweet, if not even sweeter. That's why I keep telling you, it was back in these days that everything got sweet. It wasn't when I got free from a job 6 years later, or when I got free from a job. It was knowing that something big was coming, and I was making change, and having that burn in my stomach, y'all. If you can get that, you get that burn in your stomach for any business, and knowing you're not going to quit, and don't care what anybody thinks, y'all, that's when everything else changes. So here's another thing also, y'all, some more rules I'd made from that video I'd noticed, or notes I took. Try to do 10 things at one time and getting burnt out, y'all. That's a big one right there. So you join a business you're really excited about. On day one, you got all the enthusiasm and excitement that you need. The problem is you don't know how to get out to people. So you're reading on how to do email marketing, how to do Facebook, how to do Craigslist, how to do, if it's possibly Instagram, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. You have spread yourself out so thin that you're not really getting anywhere. You're not getting any leads in any process. You're not focusing at any one way to make it work for you. And after about a week or so, or 2 weeks of that, you haven't really received anything, and you're burnt out. You haven't got any results, right? No leads or sales potentially. And what happens is you start to lose that belief that something's going to happen in the first place. Y'all, when I got free from a job, I didn't know how to do email marketing. I didn't even know how to post on my timeline in Facebook. I was only posting at work at home, work from home opportunities and stuff like that. But I had gotten free from a job with nothing more than an S3 phone, laying on my couch with a ceiling fan going, a nice blanket on my legs, the cat asleep on my lap, watching YouTube videos or whatever my favorite movie was, Back to the Future or whatever it was playing, and I was posting in the Facebook groups and giving good answers, y'all. Writing things that meant something, standing out from other people, and that's what I did. That was my way of getting out to people, y'all. So, to me, not trying to learn to do 10 things because I was number one, free from the job, and I did not know how to do anything else. You see what I'm saying? So learn to focus, because focus is going to do more than anything else for you. And once you've done that and you want to go do something else, then great, go do that. Now, here's another thing too, y'all. This is real important. If you learn how to get leads, okay, obviously first thing you do is learn how to get leads, right? After you get leads, then you start looking at what's your weakest link. If you're getting leads but they're not signing up, okay, then call to actions, telling them to, at minimum, y'all, go ahead and sign up. This business is free to do. At minimum, I'll welcome you personally into the Facebook group, get a chance to see these people that's in it and see how real this business is. That's a heck of a call to action, right? Now, so let's say you're getting signups, but they're not going active, right? So what do you need to do? You need to focus at that. Y'all, go ahead and go active here, blah, blah. You need to start focusing at your weakest link, whatever that is. One of the biggest problems people have is, y'all, and I'll show you something else too. Let's say that you are leading cattle, and you go through the first little thing right here, right? It's the first gate. Okay, you're standing there, you're letting the leads in, right? Well, what happens is the cattle going over here, going over here. You're supposed to be going this way, right? You're assuming that they're going to just go that way. Well, if you're only looking leads and that's it, then you're not giving call to actions here or here. Now, this one's going to be signing up, and this one's actually making commissions itself, right? So you are just letting these cattle go wild right here. You would never do that. You need to go through this fence. You need to go through this gate right here. You need to go through this gate here, and this is it. So quit pointing all your attention to this and start looking here. Got to look a little further. It's called miss small. Aim small and miss small. Have you ever heard that before, right? If you're aiming for something, some people just look at the big bullseye. Well, if you look at the little tiny part right there, and if you aim at that, the chances of you missing are even less because you're aiming more specifically. That's something else a lot of y'all aren't doing. You thinking this must be just turn into a lead and see what happens. Well, I wasn't that person. I was one of those thinking maybe I need to rewrite my follow-up email. Let's try this. Let's try this. If this don't work, we'll go back to this one. Let's look at the ratios and see what, And because I did that, y'all, one business specifically, 1 out of every 3 people that signed up went active. In that case, it may be number 2 in the world in a pretty big business. And I had the highest ratio of anybody I'd ever seen. Nobody even close to me because I was focusing and giving those call to actions in the right areas. So it's real important. Okay, applying action in the right areas and what you are mastering. 85% of the time, people are focusing at people that are not in your business. Okay, what I used to do, y'all, when I was focusing at Facebook is I would spend the whole day away from the group, Facebook group for the business. Okay, those people are already in the business. A lot of people are going to be cheerleaders inside that business for the Facebook group, and that's great because you could use them because they're going to help them realize the people that you're bringing in how real this business is. But the problem is they're spending 85%, 90% of the day inside that Facebook group, and 10% or less at trying to talk to people who are away from the business. So what did I do is I spent 85, 90% of the day and that work at home, work from home opportunities posting those Facebook groups because those were people who were not in my business. And then at the latter part of the day, I would go welcome, congratulate, and stuff like that in the Facebook group for the business. Don't get your percentages backwards, right? If you got a pond here in a ditch, don't waste your whole day in the ditch when you got this huge pond sitting here. You see what I'm saying? And that pond to me is going to be anywhere that the people are not in your business and you learning to, get leads, basically, is what I'm referring to, okay? Rule number 3, and I've already touched up on this quite a bit, brand yourself and get out the people. Number one thing you can ever do. You can't control what people do, but you can control you getting out and getting seen. So let's say, I made, 4,000 last week in Exitus Elite, right? I made 3,000 in 3 days, right? I've been on vacation for summertime, doing a lot of things. We bought a yacht. A big boat fell over on it. I went down there and did a lot of work to it. We've been to Disney, all this stuff, right? I came back last week because school's starting, and I know it's a perfect time to be doing online business. So what did I do is I started making a couple of videos. Didn't get a whole lot of views. Let me show you what I did get right here. Yeah, I mean, not barely anything at all. This was 2 weeks ago. This was 1 week ago. 69 views, 184 views, 85 views 3 days ago. But it was enough. And I actually think I showed this 3,000 in 3 days, and I showed me sending money to the bank inside that video right here, right? Okay. So I had a couple people contact me telling me they're getting in this business, right? Well, I'm not going to chase anybody down. I never am. So if somebody tells me that they're getting in tomorrow at 5 o'clock and they're really excited with me, and then tomorrow at 5, I don't hear anything from them, I'm not calling them. No, I'm not desperate to have people come in. But what is the best thing you can do is go succeed. Go make videos. And by doing so and succeeding, a lot of these people or these plants that these seeds that you planted are going to grow. They're going to want to be part of it. I remember one time, y'all, I didn't get barely anybody for a while. I just hammering away, or at least people on my friends list or in my list. I reached $10,000 in the business, and bam, man, everybody in the world started wanting to jump in it. The number one thing you can ever do to bring up other people is just go succeed. I cannot control whether or not a person I talk to on the phone gets into a business. I talked to quite a few of them last week while I was in Orlando, Florida, while we were in Disney, right? So it slowed me up. If I kept going, I probably would have kept on getting some sales. But it's because we were there for the last week. So now it's time for me to come back home and go to work. I'm not going to be calling these people. What am I going to do? I'm going to go back to work. And by doing so and just keeping the hammer down and keep putting out the content, the right people are going to get into my business. The number one way to make it in online business is just go succeed. Do that, and these people that were sitting back watching and thinking about it or whatever, they're going to get in. It's just a matter of time. Also, that's real important. So you can't control what people do, but you can control you getting out and getting seen and heard, and do enough of that, and you're going to succeed in the first place. It's just going to happen. Okay. Call to action, assuming is a huge percentage drop. That's what I was telling you about earlier, y'all. Call to actions are so important. Don't beat around the bush. Always be real clear about it, y'all. Just like I used to say, I was telling you earlier, a really good call to actions, y'all. Hey, look, y'all, at minimum, go ahead and sign up. We'll go ahead and welcome you to the Facebook group, get a chance to see what this business is all about. I used to use that all the time in these businesses that were free or, cheap or free to sign up to. It was amazing the number of people I got into my businesses just from that alone. So a good call to action, y'all, and make it crystal clear. Never assume people are going to do anything. Again, that's assuming is going to be them coming as a lead and nothing else. When you got other people who are, controlling these people to sign up and to become, a sell itself, comparing you to them is always going to be a big gap in comparison. You see what I'm saying? So that makes a big difference. Yo, I didn't want to make this video real long. I was really inspired by that video that I made the other day from 2017. It was just really good to hear me so wired and fired up. And, here's another thing too. I was talking about your hang-ups, right? I had gotten new software. I didn't even know how to use it. I wasn't even down here in the bottom right corner. I was playing with all this stuff, trying to figure out how to do all this stuff at that time, right? But if your hang up is you think you're too bald, you think you're too fat, you think you're too ugly or too old or missing the ear or whatever, just understand, y'all, eliminate that. If you don't need to be in this corner right here, y'all, I was making six-figure income, excuse me, at this time frame, and I wasn't even in the video at all. I just post a picture of me and my little boy, say, this is me, blah, 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 and then go on and tell them what I think. When somebody sees you, if you're so big you can barely fit down here, yes, the first time they see you for the very first minute, they might think, wow, that's a big dude, right? But if you let go and you show people what you believe in your business, they're going to want to hear from you in the future. See what I'm saying? Sincerity it beats all things, y'all, in online business. And it's something that so many people don't do. So if you do have a hang up, y'all, do whatever you got to do. If it means taking you out of this right here, that's fine. You can make good money that way. Or get over your hang-ups. You see what I'm saying? People aren't going to care. Hang-ups, y'all, are your thing. It's not the people watching you, just to let you know. And I will tell you this, y'all. When you're talking about a guy who wouldn't even take a picture, and now look at me, after all these, 12, 1,300 videos, y'all, that's pretty amazing. And how did I get over and build confidence? Was by getting over my hang-up and wanting my business more than I cared what anybody thought. And that's what changed my life for me and my little boy. All right, y'all. I want to end this. Again, I just want to do some training for Power Lead Systems, Exitus Elite. If you're interested in Exitus Elite, y'all, I made $40,000 plus months in that business. It's absolutely incredible. We get paid immediately, always make 100% commissions. We even get to pick how we want to get paid. It's the best sales funnel. And the best owner for a 7-year-old business. I've been with them for 5 years plus, well over 200 videos for them. And if that should tell you anything, that's how awesome of a business it is. And I was telling you, I think I made about 3,000 or 4,000 last week, even while we were on vacation in Orlando, Florida. So it's still incredible income for a business that is, it's been around for a long time. So if you're interested, y'all, let me know. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. There's going to be some more training videos coming in the near future, and I'll see you in the next video. Appreciate it.